I'd like to thank my friends for nominating me for the Nefertiti Award. And I'd like to thank the Herald for selecting me to be one of the winners. I am a retired teacher and counselor from the Cincinnati Public Schools, and I have tried to give the students that I work with the skills they needed to be successful. After retirement, I have been on many boards as an element of making sure that they had diversity, equity, and inclusion in every decision they made, in every project they selected. In doing that, my last board that I think that I've had some influence on is the Music Hall Revitalization Committee board. And on that board, when I started off, I was the only female, only African American, which made it quite interesting. And in making decisions, a minority decision made a difference in jobs, in selection of companies to do the work, and it has been very rewarding to be able to represent these groups, that is African Americans, diversity and inclusion, and also children, and children are very important to me. I would like to again thank the Cincinnati Herald for this opportunity and thank all the people who support me, including, of course, my family. Thank you.
First, I would like to thank the Cincinnati Herald for selecting me as one of the 2018 Nefertiti Award honorees. I always wanted to be a queen. And so as of thinking about that, it's a huge honor and it's a lot of responsibility. I was inspired to go into healthcare because I understood at an early age how important it is to be healthy. And if you're not healthy, then it's going to be hard for you to be successful. So therefore, I also know that a lot of people were not fortunate enough to have the health care and access to health care. So I am very passionate about making sure that I can help get the word out in our community. We have a lot of great services out there that people don't know about it, and I like to use my voice to help make sure that they do. If I think about all the things that I have had the opportunity to do to influence other people's lives, giving back to the community is extremely important to me, and I know that earlier on, being the oldest of 4 children, taking care of other people is very important as well. I am a nurse because I care. I enjoy seeing patients get better when they leave our hospital, and the kind thank you for just listening. I've learned those listening skills as the oldest of 4 children, knowing that it's not about me, it's about them. I'm very passionate about reducing the incidence of infant mortality, especially amongst the Black population. We as women, where our babies don't live as long and they die before their first birthday. So therefore, I love using my influence to make sure that the community is aware of the importance of reducing infant mortality in the state of Ohio and beyond. My daughter and all my friends who love me and I know support me no matter how crazy things are as far as my passion. When they talk to me, what they're going to hear about is women and children and the importance that they have access to health care. Again, I would like to thank the Cincinnati Herald for this prestigious award. To be named as a 2018 Nefertiti Award Queen is very important to me. It's something I'll always cherish. And again, it's a crown that I will wear and will continue to pass on to others as they continue to grow and in their careers and in their professions. Thank you.
I began community services as a child. I grew up in the West End where my father was the deacon of the local church, and also he served as our Sunday school teacher. He would require his children to go out and pass out Christian pamphlets or these materials from the church so we can invite our neighbors and our community to join our church, as well as the children to attend our Sunday school. That was my first influence in community service. My second influence included my brother Alan, who was very involved during the 60s in the Black Power movement. I can remember the time when our family was being affected by the urban renewal and the I-75 expansion, where my brother jumped into action with mobilizing homeowners and the community to protest against our displacement and the expansion. I watched leadership, grassroots leadership, definitely come about. It was how I was taught that one voice and being united can affect change and make a difference. That has inspired me throughout all of my years of working in the field of education and social work to give back, to make a difference, to help to change people to become self-reliant and self-sufficient. Fast forward now to 40 years now, being retired and still working very hard in the community. My goal at this point is to always, even as retiring, be involved in the community in which I live. And I have lived in Avondale for over 40 years. That includes serving on the Avondale Community Council at least for 2 terms, and worked in many capacities. At this point, I have the passion to continue to always work and make a difference, and always remember the saying from my father. God always said in the scripture, love thy neighbor as thyself. So in closing, I would like for everyone to remember the words of Eleanor Roosevelt. And she said, when we cease to make a contribution and cease to make a difference, that's when we cease to live and then begin to die. So as we retire, continue to keep moving, but move slowly, but only be afraid of standing still. So in closing, I would really like to thank the Cincinnati Herald and the Nefertiti Committee for selecting me to receive this honor, and a special thanks to my friend and community partner, Sheila Holmes Howard, for nominating me. Thank you, and God bless.
I like my family for thinking of me as a leader with them and with the community and all. And sometimes they would refer people to me. You go talk to my mother, she'll be able to help you. I like my community. I like being involved. I like for them to know me, that I'm always available for any type of assistance that I can help them with. I do, and I like doing that. And I think people recognize that I do like it, makes them want to talk to me more, to get my input, what I'm thinking about. Mostly Sunday school and the choir. Love to sing. Don't have a voice, but love to sing. We always got a good group, and sometimes most of the people are always available. If we say Just Us, it's going to do something. The name of the group, me and my friend, was Just Us. And whenever they would hear that Just Us was doing something, they wanted to participate right away. I was in personnel, interviewing people from different positions and recruiting people to participate in things that were being offered, different type of jobs that were being offered. My son-in-law met one of the people that I talked with, and he said, I wouldn't be where I am now if it wasn't for Mrs. Fletcher. And that made me feel so good to think that he recognized that I was helping him to get where he was. I've always been involved and attracted with happy people because I like happy people, and I just make myself available to be a part of their happiness. To plan goals, to look ahead. Don't look back and don't look sideways. Look straight ahead and follow those goals. Always, when you set a goal, follow it. Make it become a reality. And never imagine having a black president. And I was so excited when it happened, because I couldn't see it. I grew up with black and white. So certain things you didn't expect from black people that white people could do. So I was really happy when we got a black president. Mm-hmm.
First and foremost, thanking God, my Lord Jesus Christ, who strengthens me and orders my steps. This award is dedicated to my grandmother. When I was born, my grandmother stayed home and raised me while my mother worked. She taught me to be kind, to be true to myself, and to always set goals and to follow through. A grandmother's love knows no boundaries, forgives all, and leads by example. I love my grandmother. My devotion to working in the community stems from my desire to help people, seeing the struggle of others as I grew up. Growing up in Avondale, each woman in my neighborhood shared personal stories with me about their lives, including life lessons about what to do or what not to do, how to select friends, and if you fail, get up and try again. But most importantly, these beautifully dynamic women believed in me and showed me how to be strong, how to be resourceful, and when things get hard, to press on. They also instilled in me the importance of education and cheered me on as I graduated from Walnut Hills High School, Miami University, and Wright State University. In my early 20s, I was diagnosed with cancer. Although this was a shock, it motivated me to pursue a career in public health. It ignited a passion in me to help others live healthy. Now working at the Cincinnati Health Department, I give back 100%. I work hard to help people live their healthiest life by restructuring our communities so that we have access to healthier foods and can be physically active in our neighborhoods. I create smoke-free environments and teach people how to manage their chronic disease. So as I am honored, I honor the matriarchs in my family and in my community, my family, friends, sisters in Christ, community leaders, and CHD colleagues. Thank you to the health promotion team at the Cincinnati Health Department, Dr. Jones, Mary Fairbanks, Tanya Smith, Ellen Berninger, and Lindsay Prescott. And a big, big, big thank you to the Creating Healthy Communities Coalition. I also like to thank my husband and my son, as they are the loves of my life. I would also like to thank Mary Fairbanks for nominating me and the Cincinnati Herald for this award. I am grateful.
I want to thank the Cincinnati Herald. I'm appreciative that they planned this event to honor women every year to receive the Nefertiti Award. I became interested in the Nefertiti symbol through an organization that I belong to, which recognizes one person each year as a Nefertiti recipient. They get a Nefertiti necklace. I want to thank my family, my husband of more than 50 years, because he and my children, who are now grown, let me have the time to do my community service, which cuts into the time that I spent with them. I am inspired because of the love for my family. I'm inspired because actually as a child growing up, my parents were involved with community service. And so I became interested in following their example. I have 5 grandchildren, and it's my love for them. I have 3 grown sons, my love for them and my husband and my daughters-in-law that helped me to be what I am today. I want to thank Mrs. Naomi Barkley, who was a member of my church and a member of my Bible study at New Vision United Methodist Church, because she was the one who wanted to write this letter nominating me for this prestigious award. Again, my thanks to the Cincinnati Herald.
I always knew that a career in nursing was for me from the time I was very young, but I really didn't know where it was going to take me after so many years. Of course, I started out with my bachelor's degree, and it meant so much to me to work in communities and work with people and families on a one-to-one basis. Then I was really wanted to move on and get another degree so that I could impact communities as a whole, particularly underserved communities. And then it became important for me. I recognized that I could make an impact on a larger scale. And so to get the doctoral degree where I could conduct the research, where I could actually make some changes, not only in the community health, but make changes nationally and even globally on people's health, was really exciting to me. I really had I became interested in health. I had that interest for a long time, how culture impacts health. And I really learned a lot more about culture as I traveled the world with my husband and my family, and just was able to practice in various communities across the country and across the world. I learned so much working in Phoenix with Indian Health Service for a while and working with a variety of Indian tribes. I lived in Japan for a while, but you know, what struck me the most was working among African American people in the South and in the Midwest, and you know, just here in my own country, and doing what I can to, you know, to impact the burden of health disparities that African American people experience. And so that's where I have focused my work, I would say probably within the last 20 years. One of the most exciting things that I do now as the program director for the PhD at UC College of Nursing is to recruit African American nurses into the PhD program. African American nurses represent just a very, very small number of PhD prepared nurses in the United States, and I have found it so rewarding and valuable to be able to go out and find African American nurses who want to earn the PhD, who want to move the science forward. Specifically as it relates to the health of African American people, and to diminish those very troubling health disparities. So it has been really a delight for me, to see African Americans in our PhD program now, having increased that diversity, and to know that these Black nurses are now going to move forward, carry on some of the work that the few of us have started, and to really impact the health of Black Americans. Of course, I want to thank God, who has given me the ability and the opportunities just to be here today, and to have had all the experiences that I've had in life, and the lessons that I've learned. And then, of course, my husband, the late John Ebron Jr., Lieutenant Colonel, retired John Ebron Jr., who I spent 42 years of my life with, and was able to travel the world and the country, and just to gain the life experience that I was able to have. Of course, all of my family, my children and my 7 grandchildren, who give me joy in life every single day. And of course, last but not least, I want to thank my nominators, Dr. Anthony, Dr. Holly Jones, and Dr. Edie Morris, my friends and my colleagues, and also the Cincinnati Herald for this wonderful opportunity to be recognized today. Thank you very much.
First and foremost, I'd like to acknowledge my mom, who is 92 years young this year, and my father, who is physically no longer with us, for the environment that they shared with me, an environment of unwavering love. Is that environment that made me realize that my most important goal is the environment that I can create for others and for my family. I do what I do because I believe that children are natural born geniuses, and when we create an environment for them to shine, we empower the universe with their gifts. So what we do can either diminish their gift or empower their gift to us. I was part of an organization back in the 70s called Keisho Sasa, and that organization developed a bookstore. That bookstore that I was a part of, as well as the contacts and the people that I met during my involvement with that organization, inspired me to open up a company called Kitabu Children's Books. And Kitabu Children's Books specializes in African American and multicultural literature. From that organization, I also got involved later on with an organization called the National Technical Association and the University of Cincinnati's Summer Enrichment Program. That program is a math-based program for fourth graders through high school. Out of that program, I developed a program called Little Science. My work with Little Science involved sharing African and African American scientists and inventors with preschool through 3rd grade. And it's my effort to ensure that their natural genius is highlighted to these children so that they understand who they can be and what they can become. I'd like to thank my Sankofa family, which is a family that came out of the Keisho Sasa organization that I was involved with, as well as the Summer Enrichment family. Iris Rowley, Simone Bess, Ron Singleton, Dean Dunn, Kim Yamoyo, the Wilder family, the Parham family, Karama Wilson, and all those unnamed that I can't think of right now helped me understand the importance of the program that I have now, the Little Science program, and they've supported me through my efforts over the years. One person I'd like to thank particularly is my daughter. She's gone through the program, taught, and now teaches at the program. And she has been my She's been my right hand and sometimes my left and right hand in any effort that I've ever done, and I want to sincerely thank her. I'd like to thank the Herald for choosing to honor what I'm doing currently. It's always empowering to know that other people see the power of what you can potentially do.